Cade, you ready for all the easy questions?
Yeah,
I got all the easy ones for you.
Thanks.
All right, here we go, Cade. Ohio Mr. Football. You're close to home. How cool is it that you're playing close to home?
That's good. That was a really big reason why I decided to come to High State. It's been good for me. So, yeah, it's been good.
Follow-up question. Basketball. You played basketball in high school. How did basketball help you on the field? Obviously, you're a terrific athlete. What does basketball and any sports mean to you to help you on the field for football?
I love basketball. Basketball was my first love. That's why I still love playing basketball any chance I can get right now. So, as far as footwork-wise and fluidity, I guess would be the right word for it. Basketball helps you move and just stay loose. And you got to play basketball with a little bit of touch to you. I like that.
Last question. I saw on your Instagram driving a combine, farmer. I mean, how cool is that, being a farmer, being a football player, and just talk about that with your dad farming and you farming with your dad.
No, that's really special. That's what really that's what wakes me up in the morning. Having an opportunity to do that with him and have the opportunity to hopefully come back one day and expand on that. But I've had a lot of cool opportunities from football to help our farm. So he's been very happy with that, and so have I. So I just look forward to the day where we can do that every day together.
Can I get a good Instagram photo? Good big, nice big smile.
Whatever you say.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Cade, I know you said you came back this year because you felt like there was more to be accomplished. I guess what are some of those things that you're putting on that board to knock off that list this year, personally and as a team?
As a team, we have a lot of different things that we're trying to accomplish. Like one, of course, we're trying to look at everything one day at a time now. Because, I mean, like you guys know, tomorrow's not promised for anybody. So to have the opportunity to just wake up and even practice the next day, we're happy with. So we're going to try and milk the most of every single day we can get here and just win every single game we can.
Where have you seen the biggest differences, I guess, from being able to work with Keenan Bailey, obviously, from the offseason, the end of last season to now?
No, Key's unbelievable. That's like, I can't tell you how much that guy really has done for me and means for me. That's a guy I'll go to war with any day of the week. So as far as fundamentally wise and habit wise and the way we do things, fundamental, all that stuff, he is so detailed, and even if you want to take a deep breath, you can't because he's right there and he's rolling with you. So it's really good.
Cade, Marv was just talking about how he's trying to be more of a vocal leader, talking to the team. Have you sensed that too, that change for him, being 1 year older and more year than
Yeah, no, Marv's done a really good job this offseason as far as we draft squads during the offseason, so he's done a really good job with his squad. He does a really good job with the rest of the teammates, so talking and being more that guy, yeah.
What was your reaction when you were chosen as one of the 3 players to come to this year, and what do you think that says about how the coaching staff and everybody views your place on the team?
I wasn't thrilled about coming here, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm just happy to be part of such a good group of dudes. So to be able to represent them and know that I'm gonna go to war for them like they will for me. That's all I care about.
Last year we knew it was you and Mitch kind of as winning 12 personnel. Now it's you, and we're not quite sure. How is that the tight end battle to accompany you out there on the field, looking from what you've seen out of these young guys?
Yeah, we got a lot of good talent in that room. Everybody's doing a really nice job. Joe Roy's really came on good. Stepped his weight up, looks really good, plays really good. G's doing well. We just have a lot of good talent there to hopefully help us.
A lot of talk about Jelani. I mean, he doesn't know what he doesn't know as a first-year player, but what do you see out of Jelani so far?
I think he could be a really good player one day if he sticks to what he should be doing and does the right stuff on and off the field. He'll be a really good player.
How much would you guesstimate that you make in NIL?
Money-wise?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather get paid in tractors, to be honest with you.
How do you guys, what I'm getting at here is, how do you guys evaluate the strength of your NIL program compared to other NIL programs? We don't really know whatever.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing because one, that's the last thing kids should worry about is NIL. I mean, if you really want to go do something good, you come there to set yourself up for life and to go to the next level. So NIL has nothing to do with that. So I've had the opportunity to do some really cool NIL deals that have really helped me and my family's farm. So to have that opportunity has been really big, but then again, if you come to Ohio State, you come to Ohio State to practice against the best, compete against the best every single day, not because of dollar signs.
If hypothetically someone focuses too much on that, what problems could arise?
You're in it for the wrong reason. Like for me, like me and Tommy and the rest of the guys, we didn't see a field our first 2 years really. Like special teams, that was it. Like a lot of times you see that now, people go to the transfer portal, and that's fine. Like it's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I'm glad it's a thing. It's good for the kids because coaches can leave whenever they want, so I feel like the kids should have the opportunity to do that too. But if you're leaving for dollar signs or because somebody else is paying you more, that's not necessarily always the best decision.
Cade, I know you mentioned last year how when you were full-time tight end, people were kind of maybe discounting how many receptions you had had, and you kind of took that in stride and obviously made what you did that season. Do you still feel like this tight end group is a little bit disrespected when people look at Ohio State?
I think it's hard to get I don't know if respect we deserve is the right word or not, but we have so much good talent around us, and there's only one ball to go around. So we're just happy to get what we can get, and we plan to make the most of it.
What do you want the legacy of this tight end group, not just you, but to be when people look at it?
That we're nasty, we're good, we're complete players that you can put in the box, out of the box, and anywhere you go, you're going to have a mismatch on somebody.
Keenan Bailey talks a lot about how he coached wide receivers, he coached tight ends, and he's coached offensive linemen. How much does that complete player element come in when he's coaching you guys?
It's different. It's different style coach from Coach Wilson. No shade on Coach Wilson, was always awesome, like savant, so smart, and really good dude. His dad still keep him in close contact with, but Coach Keys is different. He's a fiery dude. He's got a great mind on him, so it's just like I said earlier, it's kind of a guy that you just want to, you'll buckle up for, you'll go to war with for sure.
What are some specific things that Coach Bailey has kind of challenged you with heading into the season?
He tries to put me in I don't do well when I'm do stuff I know I'm going to be uncomfortable at. I get a little angry at times, so he does it on purpose a lot, just trying to piss me off and basically help with my basic understanding of new things. So that's really helped me as far as growing as a player, doing different things you necessarily wouldn't do and you're not comfortable with, and becoming comfortable with it.
What are some areas, I guess, that do make you uncomfortable on the field at this stage in your career?
Not necessarily on the field. It's more like a couple drills or something that he knows I'm going to be rough at, and he'll do it on purpose. And as you guys know, when you don't do something well, you're not the happiest person in the world. So he does a good job of keeping me uncomfortable and keeping me always learning.
Which coach on your staff do you think is maybe most likely to get a 15-yard penalty for arguing with an official?
15-yard penalty for arguing with an official. Coach Hinton.
Okay, why?
That's a good question. Just because it's Coach Hinton, and if somebody would take things too far, no, he wouldn't take things too far. He's an awesome guy, but yeah, just say Coach Hinton on there. Tim Hinton.
Not counting the horseshoe, what would you say is the most difficult Big Ten stadium for an opposing team to walk into?
Probably Penn State. That's a big place, big loud place, and could be intimidating.
Cade, who's the fastest player on the team?
Me? No, I'm just kidding. It's not me. Probably Jaden Ballard. That guy can float fast.
What kind of growth have you seen from Jaden this offseason?
He's worked a lot. He's grown up a lot. You see some kids coming here and they still have a high school mindset to him, and Jaden's really done a good job of growing up and doing the right things away from him off the field to be able to be a really good player.
Cade, forgive me if somebody's already asked you this, but you decided to come back, probably for many reasons. But what is your biggest motivation going into this season?
My biggest motivation going into the season is the one, set ourselves up as a team to be successful at the end of the season. We plan to basically take care of our bodies better and help ourselves out and not feel as rough as we did toward the end of the season, and be able to be full tilt there. And then, we're looking to win every single game and do it with a chip on our shoulder.
Going back to, you mentioned Beaver Stadium being a tough environment. What are your memories of last year's game? And did anything happen? Because obviously that place has a reputation for its noise, its size, and all of that. Did anything surprise you about the atmosphere that maybe you weren't kind of expecting coming in based on what you heard before?
Yeah, I jumped off sides a couple times. That sucked. But no, it's just a big place. It's loud, and the fans are really, really into it. So it's a really fun place to play for us.
You started getting into it a little bit earlier with NIL, and you were saying that you've had some interesting opportunities. What's maybe the most meaningful or most maybe bizarre NIL thing that you've got? Because, I mean, guys have got all different kinds of things.
Yeah, Ag Pro, John Deere Ag Pro sent out a combine for us to run during my bye week. And we're not necessarily huge grain farmers, so we're used to a smaller size combine. They sent out a big giant one, and I spent my bye week in that thing, so that was really, really awesome. And then probably my FS Envision seed corn, so it's a seed corn company out of Illinois that basically partners with us, and we get our seed corn from. And we've had really good luck with all that stuff, and it's really helped not just me, but make connections, but it's helped the farm a lot as far as financially wise, and just helping us get stuff done in a more timely fashion.
What's like the ideal endorsement? Because those are pretty cool.
Yeah, my ideal endorsement would be basically to have somebody just send me equipment out to run all the time. Like if I need something, just be like, hey, I need to run this, and they send it out to me.
Are you the only farm kid on the team? Anybody else getting agricultural?
No, it's me, lone wolf. It's all right though. I like it like that.
Cade, sports gambling has become more and more prevalent in society, but it's taboo, obviously, with college athletes. What educational things they tell you guys how to stay away from it?
Just basically don't come close to it. Like, if you want to gamble, don't gamble on that kind of stuff. Don't gamble on your NCAA stuff and with the collegiate championships and stuff like that, because it's just, one, it's not worth it, and two, I mean, you're better off just keeping your nose clean, because once you get that rap, you're not going to outlive that.
Kind of been all over the place. Road trip with best hotel, worst hotel, or ones that you're like, man, I don't want to go there.
I think the worst hotel, that's a tough one. I've been to a couple of rough ones.
Because we go to all these places too, yeah.
Yeah. I think the best one, I love the one at Penn State's really cool. We stayed at kind of like a golf course kind of place like that. I don't know where it's at exactly, but that was probably the nicest one. And the worst one would probably be Michigan State's one we stayed at. It's rough.
Did you leave a Yelp review?
No, I didn't. I actually enjoy the rough spots. Feel more at home.
What do you think about the Farmer Bronc nickname?
I have to say I like it, to be honest with you, because that's of course, that's a big compliment that, hopefully working towards one day. But no, it's just cool and kind of unique to me, so I've enjoyed it.
And another question, apologies if you've already talked about this, but from a tight end's perspective, kind of what do you think makes a good quarterback, as obviously there's big quarterback competition, so what are those like attributes or traits that you look for?
For us as tight ends, I mean, we just look for somebody to trust us, basically. So anytime they're in trouble or safety outlet, I mean, we'll be there, we're open. So my job as a tight end for them is basically just make sure number 8's always open. And that's what I'm going to look forward to do. So with safety valve, like I said, that's what we want. To make a good quarterback, I mean, you need some fire to you, in my opinion. You got to have some charisma, got to have some character to you. So both those guys have that, and I'm really excited to see how they do.
Ohio State fans are very curious about what the offensive line is going to look like, replacing 2 tackles and a center. I mean, you line up attached on the line. I mean, how curious are you about it, and what have you kind of seen out of these guys as they buy to step into these roles?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious about it, but I'm also not worried about it either at all. I think we have a lot of really, really good players there that can all fit the mold to do whatever they need to do. So, I mean, I'm excited. We're just as excited as you guys are to see them excel at their job.
Cade, I know you mentioned that in coming back, part of it was the way last season ended for you personally too, and the medical complications that you had. Is that something, for the way that last year ended, something you guys are using as a motivating factor, or is that just not really talked about at this point?
I mean, we're not talking about it, but I mean, there's no doubt it's in the back of everybody's mind. It's a new season now, and at Ohio State, I mean, you're expected to win every single game. And that's exactly how we like it. That's exactly what we want. So it's a blessing to be able to get to play every single one of those games. So we're not going to take any of them lightly, for sure.
Okay, what's targeting? Do you know? Do you think anybody knows what targeting is?
I don't know. I think if it was a thing in high school, I think I would be kicked out of many games. But I don't know. I say we do away with it, and let's just tee off on each other again, to be honest with you.
Cade, you're not going to be able to play against USC and UCLA, but with expansion, is there what
team would you like to see join the Big Ten that hasn't yet?
It hasn't joined the Big Ten yet?
Who would you like to see in the Big Ten?
Man, I don't know. That's a good one. I think those West Coast schools that are coming in it'll be cool to see. It's a different kind of ball. That's a different kind of ball out there. So excited to see what they can bring into the good old Midwest, right? Come on.
Cade, did you get a chance to go to VMD this past weekend? Vintage Motorcycle Days.
AMD.
VMD.
What is that?
Vintage Motorcycle Days up at Mid Ohio.
No, I live right. I was home though.
Yeah.
I was bailing hay this weekend though.
Okay.
I don't like motorcycles. They scare me.
Okay, when the Big Ten expands that the two West Coast schools, you guys are not going to play Penn State every year like you kind of become accustomed to that. What do you think of that? Just like Ohio State, Penn State not going to play every year?
Yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be something that people definitely got to get used to. But I think it'll be cool to add a different little flair to the conference and again put good talent in the conference that we want. So it'll be fun to play against them. The guys that do get to play against them.
You'll be gone by this point. Penn State not a protected rival for Ohio State moving forward. Do you think that's fair? I mean, obviously you talked about going to Beaver Stadium and being loud and crazy and everything else. Are you disappointed and maybe looking beyond to see Penn State falling off the schedule?
I mean, since it doesn't affect me as much, I haven't looked at it as much, but people coming in, it's just a really neat environment to get to play in. So I hope that even though they might not play every year, I hope they do get to play there a few times.
Have you heard some of the NFL draft projections just for you potentially next season? Have you heard any of that?
I try and stay miles away from all that. So, but it's hard to avoid sometimes. So yeah, I've seen some stuff.
And what do you think is the biggest thing you need to grow in your game just to be able to play at the next level?
I got to grow a lot of different areas. Route running wise, clean up top ends a little bit better, finishing plays better, and then blocking wise, just more consistent at times. Not letting big plays go out for me every once in a while.
How does it affect you guys when you open your season opener this year against a Big Ten school? Like, does that change anything?
No, like I said earlier, it's when you're playing in the Big Ten. You got to bring your work pants and hard hat every single day because you're in for a dogfight no matter who it is. And opening up there will be a really good game, and we're excited to play there, especially as a Big Ten opponent open up in the Big Ten.
You talk about taking care of your body. What goes into that?
Just as far as being smart with what you do during the week, not going hard as hard as you possibly can, but controlling it, and as far as the amount of reps you get and stuff you do like that. So when we come week 9 and 10, that's when you feel the best, and not the best, but you're still feeling good enough to go 100%.
So you're not going to go bale hay on a Friday for them?
Hopefully we're not baling hay in October. Gosh, that would be bad.
Can we see from you? What makes you think that?
G. Scott?
Yeah, he's kind of ready for whatever's coming.
Oh, he's been good. He's grown up a lot. He's had a really good off season, so we're excited to see how he can help us.
A lot of people remember his final act of last year being something negative. Have you seen him maybe spin that and use it as a little bit of fuel? Or?
It's hard to define somebody off of just one thing like that, so I've known him for longer than that. They didn't really face me anymore, to be honest with you. So, yeah, he's done a really good job, like I said, becoming a better tight end and becoming just a better guy in the tight end room. So we're excited. His game's gone up a lot.
You've seen all of his career, all of Joe's career. It's kind of fun to watch those two go at it and compete for reps.
Oh, yeah. Both are really good guys. Joe's had a tremendous off season, so they both should help us, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Cade, gambling's kind of come to the forefront of college sports. Have your coaches or athletic department talked to Ohio State players about that aspect of sports?
Yeah, we meet with a lot of the off-field issues that could potentially be a problem for us. They do a really good job preparing us to make sure that we are educated on what not to do and what to do. And basically, the bottom line of that is just stay away from it.
And then the quarterback's not going to be named, but can you tell me a little bit about both Devin Brown and Kyle McCord, what they bring to the table?
Yeah, they're both. I'm going to group them together because they're a lot of the same person. Just very fiery, good people, good leaders, and either one of those guys will leave us in great hands. So we're definitely trust both of them. So we're excited.
Any other players, I guess, on the team that maybe aren't getting the, aren't superstars right now, but that you're excited to see, take another step this year?
It's a good question.
Anybody flying under the radar, I guess?
Not really under the radar, but I think Lathan Ransom will have an awesome season. I think he works hard. I think Sonny Styles will have an awesome season. I think both those guys are really, really good players, and will be really, really good for us this year.
Cade, you been hit by Sonny yet?
Have I been hit by Sonny? Yeah, I hit Sonny. No, yeah.
He seems like looks thin, then he hits you.
No, that's a big man. That's a big dude. That's a big giant safety that moves really well. So I'm happy he's on my team.
Cade, obviously tight ends work closely with the offensive line. What have you seen out of that offensive line so far this summer, as there's some big pieces to replace?
Yeah, they've had a really, really good summer. Changing their bodies, making sure they're physically ready to go and mentally knowing the game better. We have a lot of really, really good talent there. So we're super stoked to see how they handle things and what they do. So we're in good hands either way there.
Coach Day specifically mentioned Luke Montgomery, an incoming freshman who's going to be in the mix. Have you seen much out of Luke specifically?
Yeah, Luke's one. I've actually got very close with Luke and Austin Serafeld. Both those guys are, I truly believe, will be superstars here one day. And that's your future line you're looking at in a couple of years or potentially sooner. Who knows? But they're both very, very good players.
I thought it was interesting that Day specifically said Luke would be in the mix as an incoming freshman. That's not something you see too often, a freshman getting in the mix in the offensive line. And you certainly had to go through that growth period to prepare to play, to be able to come in like that immediately. That really says something about Luke's ability.
Yeah, no, they're all, all three of those guys, Austin, Luke, and Josh, are all tremendously talented people. So whoever ends up getting it, I know they're all to compete to the best of their ability. So we're, like I said, we're in very good hands either way.
What is it about? You're really a good guy in the locker room.
Oh, I'm not that old.
No, but when the freshmen come in, they're like 5 years old.
Yeah, I know. They're young. They're like little babies. Nobody has facial hair yet or anything else. So it's fun. I put myself back in that situation to remember where that's where you started there. You look at those older guys, and I try and be that guy that Jonathan Cooper was to me, the guy you want to model yourself after, be up like and do stuff like, there's always that one guy that you like, God, I want to be like that, and then you start to model yourself after them. So I try and be that the best I can for the younger guys.
Does it help that Luke and Austin are both in-state guys? Kind of just share that a little bit.
That was good. I've actually, those guys are really, really good people. Luke plays on our softball team, plays first base for us, so that shows how much I trust him.
Cade, I want to ask you a question without kicking you off in a way.
He already sounds like you're going to take me off.
I know. You guys are not favored in the Big Ten this year. That's what it is. That's a very different world than what you were living in when you first got to Ohio State. You grew up in Ohio at a time when it was kind of one-sided. So to be a part of Michigan now being good and winning the last couple of years as an in-state kid, how have you dealt with that from a frustration standpoint, if at all?
I don't pay any attention to who favors us or who's not, because they got to put the ball down and play anyway. And last 2 years they got us. That's plain and simple. I got to wear that on my chest. You have to. There's no choice. You wear it on your chest like a man, and that's fine. Just every year they got to put the ball down and play us, so they can favor us as much as they want, or favor them as much as they want. The game's going to get played, and I know we're going to be ready to play this year.
Do the losses, the way they happen, maybe sting a little bit more because you're from Ohio?
Yeah, you like I said, you wear that. I wear that. I wear that. I wear it honestly. So it's tough and it hurts. It always does. But I didn't mean. You live to see another day, and you can make the most of those and bounce back.
That's more positive. Smile back on your face. Yeah. I'm sorry if you've been asked about this, but what has been your impressions of Jelani over the last?
Yeah, he's been a good player. It's a very talented player that will be a very, very good player one day if he keeps support for sure.
Back to what you were saying about the NIL stuff. Have you gotten the sense that over the last couple of years that recruiting has a big change, kind of fundamentally over the last handful